Okay, we should be up and running. Hello everyone and welcome to the 9th round of the NEF1 Championship, where we go back to Suzuka after high driver demand. Suzuka are placing the Chinese Grand Prix, which was supposed to take place this week. It unfortunately didn't come so due to certain track issues, a couple of glitches in game. But the driver vote was as close to unanimous as it could have been, and Suzuka was the clear choice favored to replace it. Mr. Wilco has already left the lobby. We'll give him an invite back. Just bear with me for a moment. We have issues straight away back when I'm hosting, but everything should hopefully be sorted. As we go on board with a winner of the sprint race from last week, Makers97 scored a 25 points last weekend and went from P10 in Championship to P5. Very, very close to the back of Ray W25, who is not racing tonight as he is away watching football, I believe. So we wish him the best of luck with his endeavours, and we welcome Reina to McLaren for this week. And Reina, who relinquished his seat following last week, but now hopefully he sorted his internets out and is racing as reserve just to see if it's going to be working throughout this event. If it doesn't, we'll wait and see what happens. Matty Adam then running in many ways without a teammate for this race. Makers, however, is not racing without a teammate. The hole in Mercedes left by Reina is occupied by an SSR Halo in that Mercedes, who we are still waiting to see out on circle. Wait anxiously to see what we're going to be able to spot from him. We'll also be keeping an eye on Lucas Hall, who had, let's say, a difficult debut last week out in that Racing Bulls outfit. Let's see what he's going to be able to do here in Japan. Makers has started a flying lap. We'll get the lap data up, we'll get the track map up, and we'll start seeing what's going on. We'll also send Mr. Wilco yet another invite for whatever reasons. Seemingly difficult at the moment. See if he has taken over the internet issues from Reina. Hopefully not. Mac is then around the Suzuka circuit in the sunset time setting. Looks absolutely stunning, as we do an 18-minute qualifying session, followed by, I believe, a 29 or 28 lap Grand Prix. I'm not quite used to running this circuit. Don't know the laps by heart. We'll wait and see. It's going to be an interesting race nonetheless, and looking dry, at least for our qualifying. If anyone would care to give me a little weather report update for the Grand Prix, that would be much, much obliged. And as for the track next week, no one knows, because it is very, very soon time for my favourite time of the year. It's the Mystery Grand Prix, as Mac is heading down then to 130R. Used to be an actual corner, now it's just taken flat out, almost in the rain, taken flat out now as well, 130R. Mac is flying through very random final couple of corners, and he's going to be coming through for what I believe is going to be a 28.1. There's a very, very good time on the board for Marcus already. Vanny Marcus, who has seen a significant upswing in form over the beginning of this, or since the beginning of this season, should be said. A massively improved driver, as Noah goes up to 27.6, and Holman goes 29.2. Holman in a bit of a difficult spell at the moment on form. We're on board with Reina right now, who, well, right now isn't suffering from any connection issues. See if that continues on. Board with Darren Djokovic here as well as our championship contenders, all three of them. Matty, Squidge and Tess, who's leading the championship. Re-established a significant advantage a couple of weeks back and extended that advantage last week. Squidge did bring it down a little bit, however. Remains in third place. As do we have an SSR Halo out on circuit? No, we do not. Still sitting there in his Mercedes garage, P13. And we have got a weather report from SSR Halo as well, saying the weather is going to be dry. So that is good news for the Grand Prix as well. It should really help with the racing around this circuit. The circuit where it traditionally is rather difficult to overtake, as Tiger Octave goes P5, and that's a driver who is impressed over the beginning of his NEF1 tenure. And Lucas Hall seemingly a little bit better on pace tonight than he was 7 days ago. He's on a 28.2. So then on board with Tess, who's just started a flying lap into the first corner. Just gotta send it in there, braking relatively late on. And then you go flat almost immediately after you're done with the braking zone, and then should be flat through here if you're running quite high aero, just a little lift off. And it's this corner that can get you if you're running slightly lower downforce. Gotta be careful with your inputs and shift, so you can have a slow spin going round that long left-hander. Very, very nice over the curve goes Tess, as Squidge has gone down to 27.4 is his best time so far. Matty currently sitting on a 153.4, that's probably an interrupted lap somehow. The Marina sitting on a 142.1. So then into Spoon Corner with Tess then. Very, very slight tap of the brakes into the first left-hander, and then a little bit of a longer go on the brakes into the second one. Pick up a lovely little bit of slipstream from Tiger Octave there ahead of him. Red Bull formerly Renault-powered, now not anymore. Now Alpine obviously not Renault-powered at all anymore. Now switching over to Mercedes power on next year's cycle, so that's going to be interesting. See what their chassis is actually made of. As here goes Tess, and he goes fastest by a margin as well. 26.8 set by Tess, is significantly faster than anyone else. Matty's gone second by the 27.614. And do we have SSR Halo out on circuit? Yes, we do. For the first time in NEF1, we welcome Halo to the league. So let's see what he is made of then, coming around the first couple of turns. Rounds the first corner and rounds the second one. Nice and tidy. Early on the power, early on the steering input by the look of things as well. Relatively early apexes for SSR Halo. It might just be the way you want to approach this circuit. I would not know, because it's one of the tracks that I absolutely loathe. Everyone in the league will know that as well, because I don't usually put it on the calendar willingly. And SSR Halo 31.8, I believe that was around the first sector. So then on the run down into 130 else. Looking quick so far. It's hard to judge though with the nature of this layout. 110.4 through the second sector. And about 1-2 little corners to go. Nice and neat on the brakes now. Down the final couple of meters down to the line. What is it going to be? 26.8 to beat. It's a 27.8 for SR Halo. Place himself behind Noah, ahead of him Rain. That's a very, very good time for the NEF1 debutant. I believe a couple of people might have to watch their backs, because the points halls just got a bit more occupied. So that's going to be interesting indeed. Lucas Hall and ABT currently sitting inside the top 10. Djokovic just occupying P10 there as well, with about a tenth of a second up to Kit W, oh, sorry, down to Kit W41. Then it's the Saubers of Holman and Wilco. So thankfully the issues for Wilco that he had at the beginning of the session seem to have been sorted. We have iWatts, Tiger Octave, Wigan, Darnstyle and 1980s Wildcat currently occupying that P18. His teammate not here today, serving a one-race ban. Also worth pointing out, Luna not here due to illness. So So then Noah on a slow lap. Halo will be coming in at the end of this one, you would imagine. I don't think there's too much sense in doing 2 push laps around this place, as Lucas Oil is improving by about half a tenth of a second in the first sector. I can imagine though you can gain quite a bit of time if you get the exit right around this little hairpin. I wouldn't necessarily call that a good exit from Lucas Oil, unfortunately. We'll see if that affects his sector 2 time when he's coming up to the split. He'll do so in just a little bit. Djokovic is going to do it first, however. The yellow flag's ahead of him. So Djokovic's improving by half a second. We'll see him up to about SSR Halo, potentially, if he can keep the momentum up for the final few corners. He's got a car ahead of him as well, as the Sauber is coming into the pit lane, and Marina's left the session. That's bringing me bad omens, as Djokovic has gone, fifth fastest. Here goes Lucas Oil then, is able to salvage anything from lap. He does actually improve by a further 3 tenths of a second. What's that telling me? There's probably at least 2 tenths if you get a good exit around that hairpin, so he could be up here battling Noah and Djokovic on pace. We have 2 drivers then coming into the league in the last couple of weeks that are really going to switch things up. Both SSR Halo and Lucas Hull are looking relatively strong early on here. As for Tiger Octave, perhaps just struggling a little bit more on pace here around Japan tonight. He's not improving on this second run either, with 6:18 to go. Both Squidge and Matty are out on circuit as well. We gotta keep an eye on that, because they've got a considerable amount of time to make up. How good is Tess this season? I think the answer to that is very, very good. The race that he's been beaten on, it's been just barely. So then, Squidge run final corner. How much time is he able to find? He's able to find an identical time to the one that Tess has set. The only reason Tess is still in first is that he set the time ahead of Squidge. But I almost want the qualifying to end now, so we have that close of a finish between the two. Come on, Matty, can you time a 26.870? That would be absolutely beautiful if you could. So just adjust your throttle a little bit coming out of this corner, and it's unfortunately a little bit too slow. It's a 27.187. That is mental between Tess and Squidge. Identical times, we see it in the midfield every now and again. We don't usually see it at the front. So that's some good pace from both Tess and Squidge. Hopefully that result stands. Hopefully we don't see any further improvements, but you know we will. They'll just find each other about half a second on that final run, just to mess with us a little bit. Mac is then the race winner of the sprint from last week out. Is currently running in P9, just behind Lucas Oil, just behind ABT, just behind his new teammate Halo, is currently sitting in P6. I think Mac is probably going to be quite happy with this current outlook at the moment. Obviously got a massive result in last week, but mostly due to the sprint format as well, and a podium in the Grand Prix didn't hurt either. However, it must be said it was a very, very good drive to get there. So then, we have Kit on a lap. Ruby chicane on the exit, final corner. What is he going to be able to do? Do you stick to the inside? Yes, he does. And goes 28.1. Improves by 3 tenths of a second, but stays P11. Still behind him, Reina. And still behind Mackers. Just on the fringes of the top 10, but not quite. Holman and Mr. Wilco in the pit lane then. So is Wigan, Watts and Octave, followed by Wildcat and Darren Style. Noah 48, is he on a lap or is he on his way in? That is the question. You would imagine, maybe it could be one or the other. Yeah, Noah coming into the pit lane at the end of that lap. Djokovic is coming out relatively early, so is Reina. He's just about to start a lap, actually. Let's go on board with the McLaren and see what's what. Reina currently sitting on a 28.130. He's going to be able to deliver in that new car for him. Will be used to the Mercedes, at least they'll be used to the engine noise. But we'll see. Hopefully his connection holds up as well. As I don't know if that's his connection or my connection. They're sitting straight for the wall there for a moment. I was very glad to see it wasn't so. As here comes Kit on a quick in-lap as well. Probably wants to get straight in there. Maybe have the turnover time to go once more. 2:25 remaining. Might just make that actually. Less than a minute in the pit. Oh, it's going to be tricky for him. It's going to be very tricky. He's got to bolt straight into the pit lane now. And he has about 40 seconds. That's probably not going to be possible for Kit. It's going to have to be wheeled back in as well. We'll wait and see with excitement. And Reina, however, improving by 0.4 of a second. That's a good improvement. That is a good improvement, and Reina goes P4 with that lap, a 1:27.603, and my goodness, as Reina found a little bit of pace here tonight, win that McLaren as well. Don't think he minds that car one bit. That's a really good performance from Reina 89 to go for fastest. Keep in mind, no points that Reina scores will be going towards the Constructors' Championship. Only the Driver Championship if he gets into a full-time seat again. And Reina's left the session. We'll give him an invite back. That's going to be it from Reina this session, man. And so here we go with Tiger Octave. Round the first corner. It's a very good looking helmet as well. He's perfectly color matched that. It's hard to do a perfect color match, but he has just about succeeded. But it's not a brilliant first sector for Octave, unfortunately, and that might have just eliminated his chance of improving it all. Sector 1 split is coming up. We'll keep an eye on it. Squidge is out on a fast lap right now. Right now it's a two-horse race between Tess and Squidge for pole position. And Squidge's car just looking a little bit loose there on entry to a couple of these S's. Kit and Wildcat will not be completing their final laps, or will not be starting final laps here late on, but Squidge right now is improving. It's up to Tess then to match that. Squidge improving by a 1/10 of a second. Matty now got improved by about 2-3 of a second on this lap, even being with a shot of pole position here. Also Noah and Djokovic under a little bit of pressure by Reina. Noah is not improving right now. Matty, however, is improving through the first sector. So I unfortunately missed Tess' improvement time there. I'll keep an eye on Squidge is the one who's going to be crossing the line first, as our Halo is P7 at best on a 27.797. So welcome to NEF1 Halo. It's a very good lap to start your NEF1 tenure. BT currently sitting a couple of hundreds behind him. Here we go then with Squidge 2017, round in final two corners. Will he be able to improve on that 26.8? Identical to Tess. To go fastest overall. Yes, he does, by 0.2 of a second. Matty will be next to come across the line. What is he going to be able to do? He's improving by about 0.3 of a second so far through the second sector. If he can have a good exit, might be able to challenge, might just be short. We'll wait and see. Matty stays third fastest. Tess, is he going to be able to improve any further? No, he can't. P2 for Tess. It's P1 for Squidge 2017, the man who just claimed his first victory back last time out. Now continues that with a strong qualifying performance. Reina stays 4th fastest, Noah stays 5th fastest. Makis goes up to P6, qualifying his new teammate for the first time. Holman goes P7, followed by Djokovic in 8th, Halo in 9th, and BT in 10th. Mr. Wilco is P11, followed by Lucas Hall in P12, Kit W41 in P13, followed by Wigan and Darren 14th and 15th. Tiger Octave with maybe his worst qualifying in an AF1 to date in P16. Iwat struggling around here as well. So does Wildcat, and we'll see them at the back of the grid in P17 and P18. respectively. It's a tough qualifying for the pairing, but it should make for an interesting starting grid. There we go then. Squidge edging out Tess by about a tenth and a half in the end, so quite a big margin between the two. And then Matty 3/10 behind pole position. He's going to have some work to do. Then it's that big advantage as it usually is. Almost a full second behind pole position, Emreina and Noah. Max in P6, followed by Holman in 7th, Djokovic in 8th, Halo and BT in 9th and 10th. Big qualifying gaps once again, but it is to be expected around a circuit like this as well. So proper driver circuit this, the car won't help you out one single bit. One type of track that is going to increase the skill gap just a little bit. We'll be going to a couple of minutes worth of break before we get this Grand Prix started, so no one ready up just yet. We are bound for a very, very exciting Japanese Grand Prix, which you'll just have to wait a couple of minutes for that. We'll be right back after this short break. Alright then everyone, we are back and the race is about to get started any moment now. Well, just before that happens, have a quick look at the Drivers' and Constructors' Championship. And as you can see, it's a 20 points advantage for Tess heading into this race, with Matty behind on 148, Squidge 30 points behind the lead on 138. Then there's that very close midfield battle, 63 points is P4, 41 points is P10. That could swing in a single week. Then we have the Constructors' Championship battle. McLaren at a disadvantage here today, but Iwat seemingly struggling a little bit for pace here around Japan as well. 211 to 209 is the standings there. Then there's a big gap between Mercedes and Racing Bulls on 55 and 8 points respectively. Could that change with the emergence of Lucas Hall into that team? We shall wait and see, but the Japanese Grand Prix is a go. I'll be racing within just a couple of moments. Formation lap around this circuit then takes about 2 minutes to complete. So if you want to get a drink, if you want to have a snack, then do so now, because we're about to get going and this is a race you won't want to miss. Strategy is going to be of utmost importance here. I don't think it's going to be too much of a strategy battle though, because mostly everyone is starting on medium tires apart from Wigan and Iwatts starting on the hards. Iwatts had to do something drastic to get back into this race for the Constructors' Championship battle as well. That is probably why he's going on the hard tire, hoping for a safety car around lap 14-15, I'm sure. Other than that, it should be a straight one stop to the end for this Grand Prix. Shouldn't be too spectacular at all. Fastest lap yields 1 point to anyone in the field, even if they're not inside the top 10 as well, so you always have something to go for, even if you're P16 with a couple of laps to go. Worth checking on the set of softs and going for that fastest lap point. Squidge from Tess from Matty Van. Squidge currently sitting in P3, Matty in P2 in the championship, with Tess having been the dominant force this season. Not really showing on the point sheet though, but he has been spectacular, weaving like a madman Van to heat up those tyres. Matty just a bit more calm and collected in P3 behind him. Reina, what is he going to be able to do in that McLaren ahead of Noah, Mackers, Holman, Djokovic, Halo and Beatty inside the top 10. 25 points are on offer. It's an aggressive tilt towards the inside for Squidge there. It's a problem for Kit on the warming up. So he's lucky there's no damage or he'd be without a front wing. But most of that right hand side of the grid, as you can see, pointing towards the inside. Squidge aggressively pointing towards the inside. However, as we make our way to the start of the grid and to the start of the Japanese Grand Prix, we have 5 red lights. And the Japanese Grand Prix is a go, and it's a good start from Squidge 2017, who doesn't have to cover off Tess too aggressively. He has a significant advantage heading into the first corner. Tess and Matty folding up in formation. Noah straight past them, Reina on the start. Holman straight past Mackes on the start as well. They do battle into the next couple of corners. Can Mackes crawl himself by in front? Yes, he can. No massive losers apart from Mr. Wilco, to be fair though. Had a horrid start, down 7 positions and significantly down. Might he potentially have had a problem has to do with AI control. It could have happened, unfortunate for Mr. Wilco, but there should be an opportunity to get back into this race. Be surprised if there is not. Yellow flags though for Mr. Wilco, and that's going to be an even more difficult situation as he's without a front wing end plate, and that is everything that could have gone wrong for Mr. Wilco has gone wrong for Mr. Wilco. But the race is underway, and ABT's had a good start, making up 2 positions. So has Tiger Octave and Iwatts, 4 positions respectively for the pair of them. Now, Tiger Octave, we've seen him with good racecraft in the past, as Tessvan now has gone past Squidge for the lead of the Grand Prix. Squidge must have made some type of mistake into Spoon Corner, because that's not usually a place we see an overtake, at least this early on into the Grand Prix. Matty having a look on Squidge 2017, then into the chicane. And McLaren having a look down the inside of a Ferrari driver, then driving a McLaren, obviously with some real life parallels to draw. Squidge heavily defending the inside. Matty has to stick to the outside, as we're having a couple of graphical issues with the timing board. Don't know quite why some Reina has left the session. The connection issues unfortunately prevail again potentially. They just don't seem to be going away. Cars behind, feel free to go straight through. So then, according to the game, there's a potential two-stop race, medium, medium, soft. My claim is a medium hard, relatively straightforward strategy if nothing else. I'd be surprised if we see more than one pit stop unless we have the emergence of that spectacular safety car again. In which case that might change a couple of things. So then Holman getting by Reina, now it's a BT and Halo. Halo's stuck in 9th place. One of 3 drivers to position over the opening 2 laps. The others are Darren Style and Matty, who have not committed any movement quite yet. And Reina back into the lobby then, see if he chooses to continue or if that might be it for the tenure for Reina in the F1 2 for now at least. Hopefully it is not, but it might be, in which case very, very unfortunate that the connection issues proceed. Testan having gotten past Squidge 2017, now broken an advantage of about half a second and keeping Squidge comfortably at bay in that DRS zone as well. It's a difficult circuit to overtake on, where you normally need some type of mistake. And Noah just hanging with this battle for the top 3. Marcus, however, currently sitting 2.3 back. However, he's got the gap down or up to over a second to Omen. And that could be Marcus suiting into quite a comfortable position for this Grand Prix if the situation emerges and continues the way it is. As I was then, 5 positions up on the start, Lucas Hull trying to follow him, but I was up 5 positions up, P12 now, and only a couple of, only a couple attempts back from the points now. I'm Reina in P10, followed by Kit in 11th, and have iWatts in 12th, so he is nearing the points in that white Red Bull. He's nearing the points rapidly. Cesar Halo now up a position on Djokovic. Keep an eye on his progress. Is he maybe going to have a move at him? Oh, sorry, I was about to say Marina. That's a 33BT who goes wide through 130R. This our Halo just holding it back a little bit. With DRS though, this might be a move that is done and dusted heading into the first corner. ABT, what does he have to defend with? Looking back, here goes Halo around the outside potentially of a 33BT into the braking zone. Very close between them. ABT just holding ahead of Halo in the braking there, and that is good news for a 33BT. It's even better news for Holman and Mackers because this is creating a gap between of 3 seconds at the moment between Holman and BT. Halo Djokovic behind. As Tiger Octave now has been able to pass Kit, who has had an issue through the S's. That is Kid down to P17. Yellow flags. We have another problem ahead potentially. I don't quite know what's going on there. But we have a virtual safety car, and that is Mr. Wilco out of this race in curious fashion. And that is triggering a full course safety car. Mr. Wilco then out of this race. So, Tess, Fallen Squidge, and Matty Adam 98. No MP4, Marcus in P5, but this has significantly altered the remainder of this Grand Prix. So then, full safety car, 4 laps in. You would be surprised to see anyone pit this early, maybe for a set of hard tires. I doubt they'd make about 20 laps to the end in racing conditions. We'll see if anyone decides to pull the trigger. Tess does come in, leaving Squidge out. It's a late call in from Tess. Did he cross the white line potentially there and come in too late? I'm sure these 3 are going to keep each other in check. The Squidge then remains out. Matty and Tess does come in. What tires will be going on that Red Bull and the McLaren? It's hard tires on the McLaren. what goes on the Red Bull. It's, I believe, hard tires as well. Yep, fresh hard tires on both of them. Iwatts, the car ahead of Tess now. I'm sure isn't going to make it too difficult for Tess to get by. I'm sure it'll be slightly more difficult for someone like a Matty Adam driving a different car. But then Squidge leads this Grand Prix from Noah, Holman and Djokovic. Mackers having elected going to the pit lane as well for a new set of medium tyres actually. Could be an interesting call, followed by Wiggins staying out on those hard tyres, so that decision's actually paid out quite nice right now. But a lot of people coming in for a new set of hard tyres, and that could be a problem for our 4 medium runners out front. So then, Iwatts Tess, P5, P6, Matty P7, followed by Wigan Mackes and a BT Halo in 11th. It's a difficult situation this is to judge what anyone's going to do. Lucas Hall has gone very, very aggressive on a set of soft tyres. Might he potentially just be trying to make it to about lap 11-12 here and then going on the regular hard tyres to the end of the Grand Prix, predicting another safety car perhaps? It could be so. It's a solo incident for Mr. Wilco that just triggered that safety car, otherwise would have just been a virtual safety car, keep that in mind. That's an interesting strategy there from Lucas Hall. If we do have another safety car, it could prove genius because he probably won't have too much difficulty getting by the couple of cars ahead of him. Those soft tires are going to go off well fast. Anyways then, Squidge is going to be controlling this restart probably on this lap, you would imagine, from Noah, Holman and Djokovic. 3 cars on the medium tires though with Iwatts on the hards. You'd suspect he's going to be getting out of the way. And then we're going to have a charging Tess and Matty Adam Wigan. What's he going to do on those hard tyres? He's going to be a roadblock for Mackers and BT Mackers, who was in a brilliant situation along with Holman just now. Then Holman and Mackers. Oh, okay, that's actually quite interesting. Holman and Mackers were maybe the 2 biggest losers through the safety car period. They have opted for 2 very, very different strategies. One going in, one staying out. So we'll see what that does in the long run as well. Holman versus Mackes, that's one to keep our eyes on over the next couple of minutes. Aston, I'm sure any minute now we're about to get that safety car in message. We'll be going racing in no time. And it's a relatively late message, but it's there nevertheless. So then, safety car coming in this lap is not going to give Squidge too many opportunities to do anything on the safety car restarts. An early line around here as well. Just coming off that final kink. The safety car is coming to the pit lane just now then. So now it's Squidge's game as to when he wants to get this race restarted. Is it going to be coming out of the final corner? In the middle of the final corner, but it's not a very good restart. Noah is straight on his tail. That could have been played significantly better, because here comes Noah. Maybe around the outside, surely not on a restart. Surely he's too far back to think about it. Tries to force Squidge deep, can't do that. And Squidge, although it's a bit of a shaky restart, still holds that P1 slot. Tess has let go of Matty Adams as Iwatts and Matty just make... So sorry, Iwatts has let Tess go, and now Iwatts and Matty just make slight contact there, and this is everything that Matty did not need. Tess then straight up in P5 and free to chase after Djokovic, Holman, Noah and Squidge. The problem for Squidge is he is now de facto a pit stop behind Tess. And if Tess can now start overtaking Djokovic Holman relatively quickly, then it'll be on the back of that Ferrari and better tyres in no time. This could be a massive problem for the Ferrari if not played to perfection. So here we go then. Matti needs to get by Iwat very, very quickly here. Can't let Tess disappear down the road. Could you maybe try something to 130R as Noah has been able to get by Squidge down into Spoon Corner. Squidge now going to battle hard to get that position back into 130R. That's a slipstream and a half. And Noah was in the lead of an NEF1 race, but it was for a very, very short amount of time, must be said, as Ullman almost runs into the back of Noah. Tess goes deep into the chicane as well, and that allows Iwat and Matty Adam to catch right onto the back of him. DRS is enabled on this lap, then not quite yet. Matty though, pressed to overtake Iwat. Is he going to send it down the inside? It's no braking zone really, so you can't do anything about it. And the Red Bull stay in formation. Matty still in P7. It's a problem for Matty now, getting by those two. Squidge and Noah though, wasn't expecting that to be a battle a couple of laps ago, but now Noah challenging for the lead of the Grand Prix here at the stage on lap 7 out of 27. Noah just briefly in the lead of the Japanese Grand Prix. Holman struggling a little bit for consistency maybe with his lines for the look of things here early on the second stint. And Reina for the second time penalty, multiple track limit warnings will be one to keep your eye on as well. He's currently sitting in P10 as Tess is now going to pass Djokovic there side by side, going around that long right-hander, going down to Spoon Corner. Djokovic has ceded position and Tess now past one of the three medium runners, only 3 to go. Only 2 to go before you get up to Squidge 2017 and can start putting a different type of pressure on. Matty Adam is still stuck behind Iwat, and Iwat, who usually runs quite a fast car in a straight line, which I believe you can see right now as well, is difficult to overtake, however not so good for 130R. Matty sees that move open up beautifully for him and goes ahead into the chicane. Nothing Iwat can do at that stage. Matty is through into P6, and that was a crucial move for Matty to be able to make. However, another crucial move going down at the moment. Tess is by Ullman. 2 cars out front then is Noah and Squidge. The interesting thing now is we're nearing pit stop window for Squidge and Noah, Holman, Djokovic. Are those hard tires of Tess going to make it to the end, and what shape are they going to be in? So here we go into the hairpin. One of the best overtaking spots on the circuit if you're able to send one down the inside. I believe Noah might have fancied it, but a little bit too far back to make it work. Right now is just run along in this formation. Quite beneficial to Noah's race, I believe. As beneficial to Matty's race would be a quick move on his former championship rival. That is Djokovic, but I'm not so sure that's going to happen. We'll wait and see. Djokovic looking quite interested in the back of Holman as well now. 4 tenths behind Matty. 2 tenths behind Djokovic, and Matty's very, very good through 130R somehow. That's the second car he's going to have a go at through 130R into the chicane. Is Matty going to be able to get that move done? Slight contact between the two. Matty gets by Djokovic. And that might have allowed Mackers through on Djokovic as well, side by side, heading into the first corner. Djokovic though with that DRS. Max I don't think got the rear wing open, I don't know. It was hard to see, but Djokovic just stays out front. Matty has cleared Djokovic, crucially enough for him, and Tiger Octave gets himself one of those 3-second time penalties. So we have Reina in the pit lane as well. And what is happening for Reina then? The new nose cone. Yellow flags, that's Tiger Octave who's had an issue through the SS. And a difficult evening then for Tiger Octave around this Japanese Grand Prix circuit. So then, Squidge versus Tess, as Tess has now been able to clear Noah 48 and now is free to chase after the race leader. Squidge started in P1, currently sitting in P1, but Tess got that move done into Spoon Corner. on lap 1, I believe, is going to be able to take it away relatively quickly here. Those hard tyres now should be in a significantly better state than the medium tyres. Noah, 3-second time penalty, multiple track limit warnings. Going to be damaging from where Noah currently is racing. It's a bit less damaging in midfield, but at the sharp end, one of those penalties takes your chance at a podium away. Matty down the inside of Holman. I believe Matty quite fancies that little move though. Is Holman going to be able to shut the door on him? No, he cannot. And Matty, with the superior traction coming out of the turn, that's 3 cars in 3 laps just done with the same move. First it was Iwatts, then it was Djokovic, and now it was Holman. No one will know what's coming on the next lap potentially, as Tess is right on the back now of Squidge. As Lucas Hall on those soft tires didn't really have the effect that he wanted them to. Stuck in P10, 6-lap-old soft tires, not going to be in too good a shape, you don't reckon? Will soon be under pressure from Halo from behind. As here goes Halo, actually getting a brilliant run on Lucas Hall. Can't do anything down the inside into the braking zone though. And Lucas keeps the position for the time being. Those soft tires were definitely the wrong choice in hindsight. Going on to the battle at the front again. Matty right on the back of Noah. Tess right on the back of Squidge. We've seen this move twice already. Is Matty going to exercise his very good speed for 130R once more? Again he gets that run. I don't know how it's happened. Noah, how hard is he going to fight this one into the chicane? These two battle each other many a time. Matty, that's 4 for 4 around the chicane in that particular corner. Gets the DRS there as well. And Matty has found a move that works for him. Can't say anything other than that, as now Tess has been able to clear Squidge 2017 and has retaken the lead of this Grand Prix. The championship leader is extending his lead in the championship by a significant portion right now, especially on Matty Adams, currently sitting in P3. Darren's retired from this session. Coming out of the final corner, we have another safety car. That could be a saving grace for Squidge, Noah and Holman. As to what that'll do to Tess and Matty's strategy, I would imagine they'll be forced into a pit stop now, or they'll have a very, very fast Squidge behind them on a brand new set of hard tyres. That'll be interesting. Then again, how many sets of hards do you get allocated over a race? Do you get 2? Do you get 1? It's a very, very good question. And rain on the pit lane then, maybe for another outcome, but an old set of hard tires going on. They won't make the end of the race. Sure, well, they might just actually. There's 15 left to go. They've done 5 laps. They could make the end of the Grand Prix. Then again, Tesla and Mattis could potentially as well. Value who's benefited off of this though is Iwatts. He's not pitted yet. He's up in P9. 11 lap old hard tires win a situation where you would imagine most people are going to pit. Everyone on the mediums is bound to. As Tess is staying out, Matt is staying out, everyone else is coming in, and they will have a fast Squidge behind them, you would imagine. ABT though is going to be staying out on his hard tires. That is going to be some hindrance to Squidge, you would imagine. Kid's going to be going up into 4th place as well now, so Kid's actually had a really good strategy there. Has worked out a ton. It's one car the Squidge is not going to have to overtake, you would imagine. That's their teammate. Kid's probably going to let him go relatively quickly, but 8 lap old hard tires versus brand new hard tires. How much tire wear is put on those boots? Iwatts maybe is had to come into the pits slightly early to do a 1-stop to a medium. We'll wait and see. Everyone else has selected to go hards, but everyone has decided to pit apart from the top 4, and has that potentially been a mistake? for the front runners. We shall wait and see. Right now, BT running in a podium place, Kit running in 4th with Squidge. You can just go flat out for the rest of the Grand Prix now. So keep that in mind, Squidge with the tyre advantage. How quickly can it clear Kit and BT to start going after Matty and Tess? Could we potentially have a safety car restart on this lap? No, we're not, because we're still waiting for the emergence of Octaf and Reina. So that is Darren Style out of this race, his 2nd consecutive. So then, Tess leads this race from Matty Adam. They're on 9 lap old odds now, followed by BT and Kit, who's done the same. Squidge has stayed, come in. Staying out on that medium tire, that might have been a good call. However, it is the interference of the safety car once again. You usually have that this season, coming out at a rather curious time for certain drivers. So then, on this lap we should be getting that safety car back in. Anything else would be very, very wrong. So here we go then, just waiting now for the safety car in message to show up. And then we are cleared to go racing again. There we go, safety car is in at the end of this lap. Now Tess gets a big speed. But the safety car is coming in very, very late at this circuit. It doesn't give you too much room to do, well, realistically anything. Nothing you might want to restart the race through 130R, but it's only basically giving you the chicane in the final corner to do so. As Tess has restarted relatively early, going into the chicane actually, he's got to keep it calm and clean on the exit. But it's a very good restart. It's caught Matty off guard. Losing about 7/10 of a second, gets a much better exit though, and is straight onto the back of Tess. So it's a good initial launch. Other than that, difficult timing. There we go, that's that little swap between the Ferraris as predicted. Squidge straight past Kit, who has had a contact with, that is Kit and Noah, I believe, who has had a problem. Macca's 10-second time penalty for a severe collision with Holman. The aftermath of that is a safety car. It's a massive, massive incident between Kit and I believe that was Noah for sure. It must have been. Is there any damage on the Aston Martin though? No, there isn't. Reina's left this session. I'll give him an invite back. What on earth happened on that restart? There we go. It was a Kit W41 in a very, very good position to score points here today as well. I have no clue how that just happened. Has anyone else been affected by that from behind? If anything else, that might actually be beneficial to Tess and Matty, them just getting to die, say, for a couple of more laps. So I believe, yeah, from what we're hearing now, Kit was struggling on the cold tires and dropped it through the S's. The important thing to know now for Holman and Mack is if they stay out, unfortunately Holman can't, he'll change his front wing, but if those 10-second time penalties are still applied at the end of the Grand Prix, then submit them and there is a chance for removal. Hopefully those penalties will not be served in the pit lane, but we could have a bit of an altered situation going on at the end of this race. Noah then seemingly not taking any damage at all for that. Did he take a off to the front wing perhaps? Looks like a quick pit stop. It's a quick pit stop. That's Reina out of this race as well. I believe it's retirement in the pit lane, maybe due to the connection issues though, in which case that is very, very sad. He beat out on a new set of boots though. You would imagine it's medium tires then, as it is. As for I was as well, this is absolutely perfect for his strategy. A couple of laps less worth of racing on the medium tires, and he's straight up at the P5. As how's the penalty situation for Mackers and Holman? Unfortunately, both served in the pit lane, but fortunately under safety car, so they have a chance now to reclaim something of this race. Mackers soft tire, that's very aggressive from Mackers, and Holman on the mediums. So what I said a couple of laps ago of keep your eyes on Mackers and Holman, they went on split strategies. Unfortunately both were claimed as a result of the incident involving Kit W41, I believe, lost their front wings and now are sitting at the back of the field. But as for Squidge 2017, this is actually quite good as well, because now it's a clear road up ahead to Matty and Tess. As to why a BT pit, I'm a bit curious. But he's now sitting in P11 on brand new medium tires. Might have figured that was the way to go. There is now two outliers, and it's Tess and Matty Adam, and they are stuck on old tires. Noah, iWatts will know it, Jockwick will know it, Halo will know it. This could get very, very interesting if at the end of this race those tires decide to go off a cliff. But then it's a very unfortunate incident there with Kid on safety car restarts, triggered another safety car immediately. When safety cars breed safety cars, not ideal. Let's thank you, Alex Gillen, for the raid as well. Sorry that I missed it. Hopefully you're all enjoying it. So what is going on? Middle of the safety car pack. Thank you very much for the raid. 63 views. Absolutely brilliant. Thank you very much for joining in. So then, Tess is leading this race from Matty Adam, Squidge 2017 in third. He's on significantly newer tyres, following Noah and iWatts. Jokovic, hard tyres, SR Halo, hard tires. They'll be durable, but that'll come into effect at the end of this race. Those mediums, 4 lap old here on lap 17. Most of that done under the safety car. How will that affect this outcome of the race? Keep in mind, Constructors' Championship battles, well, involving McLaren, Red Bull and Ferrari. Ferrari a little bit behind, but iWatts desperately in need of those extra championship points. Tess right now leading the Drivers' Championship and carrying Red Bull on the way to the Constructors. So then here we go, we should be having safety car in at the end of this lap. Tess, Matty Adam, old tyres, Squidge and Noah, new tyres, but those freezing time penalties coming into apply. That's what I was speaking about a couple of minutes ago as well. When you're at the shop and that 3-second time penalty could royally screw you over. So then, predictions down below. Is it going to be Tess? Is it going to be Matty? Is it going to be Squidge? Or are we going to have a surprise winner here in Japan? Safety car restart then for Tess. At the end of lap 17, 10 racing laps to go then. Hopefully no more safety cars for this Japanese Grand Prix. And we are all set. Tess, a little bit of a different restart this time. Coming out of chicane instead of into it. But he gets a much better exit. And that is Matty a couple of temps behind. That's quite a comfortable restart then for Tess. As for Squidge 2017 on those new tires, how quickly is he going to be at the back of Matty Adam? You can just see that grip start working immediately on the restart. Still seeing yellow flag caution for whatever reason, but we'll avoid that little detail. Noah in P4 as well is going to be under pressure from Iwatts, but our eyes right now on that championship fight on the Ferrari. Squidge 30 points behind the championship lead right now. We're halfway into the season. What can Squidge do in the second half? The reigning champion as well on a charge here and on a strategy that now, it was questioned at the beginning of the race, didn't look great. Now, however, looking significantly better. SSR Halo as well in his debut behind a 3-time champion in Djokovic. Is he going to be able to progress any further? Currently it's 7 points. Oh, P7, sorry. No movement here on the opening lap. Such is the unfortunate circumstance. That is Japan racing, unfortunately, but we await. Tess, Matty Adam, it's getting slightly closer now. DRS will open on this lap. Unfortunately, only once on the lap, but here we might have a little bit of movement. Iwatts maybe around the outside of Noah, has the better tyre. Noah, is he going to be able to budge, or is he going to be able to hold on? No. Iwatts, though, lovely little switchback. Around the outside of the SS though, not going to work. Noah holding on for dear life at the moment. That recent time penalty is going to come back to bite him. Iwatts right now can just relatively comfortably sit behind unless he thinks he might have a shot at Matty Adam here, in which case he needs to get by pronto in order to make anything of that strategy. SSR Halo just holding back a little bit, seeing what is going to go down. Lucas Hall, A33 BT for Racing Bulls. They desperately need points. This could be one of the weeks to do it, but just needing to move up a couple of positions. Tiger Octave might just help with that second time penalty. Wildcat stuck on 6-lap old hard tires at the back, not ideal. So then, it's the same order as when we did the restart. It's Tess, Matty Adams, Squidge, Noah and Iwatts for the top 5. Djokovic just behind by a couple of seconds. He's running right at the very back of Iwatts now, actually 3 tenths behind, but now we get that DRS open for the first time since the restart. Here goes Matty Adam on Tess. Closing speed is getting closer and closer towards the back of the straight. Matty tries it around the outside. Is he going to be able to hang it around the outside fully? Just goes off a little bit. Tess just holding on to that, but that is going to allow Squidge 2017 to just stick with them that little bit further still. As thank you to everyone still watching. Hopefully you are enjoying the show. Thank you, John, for the follow as well. Hopefully you're enjoying it. Iwatts then, medium tire in the Aston Martin sandwich as well. Not a comfortable situation to be in for him one bit, I reckon. But then Tiger Octave, another 3-second time penalty for those track limit warnings. The problem just keeps on building for Tiger Octave. It wasn't his weekend at all. Wasn't his style of circuit. Mystery Grand Prix next week out, when no driver will know what's going down until about 3 minutes before we start the session. So you don't want to miss out on that next Monday at 9 PM UK. Djokovic now going to make another attempt on Iwatts, potentially into 130R. We got to have a look at Matty Adams well through 130R. He's gotten past 4 drivers through 130R previously. Once again, he's carrying good speed around there, round the outside of Tess into the chicane. Is going to be able to make the move for the leader of Grand Prix. Yes, he can. And it's 5-4-5 on attempts around 130R and into the chicane. Matty, though, like bringing the field like a snake into turn 1, but that's a brilliant move from Matty Adam. Take lead of the Grand Prix at a circuit where it is difficult to overtake. Can he go for his 3rd win of the season? Is Squidge going to be able to do anything on those hard tires that are now surely the significantly better tires. 16 lap old hards for Matty and Tess. But can they keep the Ferrari behind? What can Noah do with that 3-second time penalty with about 6 laps to go? This is an uncomfortable situation. But to be fair, most drivers in this race. And Djokovic still not able to do anything on iWatts. An 8 lap all medium tire, now going to start going to the switchover period, but a hard tire is the better option to be on. A couple of laps left to go, about 5 laps to go, ladies and gentlemen, and Matty Adam right now is bringing the championship advantage down to 13 points that Tess currently sits on. It's 20 points down from Tess to Matty Adam, 30 points down from Tess to Squidge 2017. That gap, however, is still growing, and here comes Tess down the inside of Matty Adam into the first corner once again. Is the inside the place you want to be on? No, particularly, at least for Matty, it's the outside that you want to be on. Tess will have learned that lesson by now, but Squidge is right on the back of the Red Bull following that little go, and this is going to make Tess a bit hesitant maybe to go for moves down that inside for the remainder of the race. Matty's just going to be able to hog the outside for the rest of this Grand Prix. If Tess goes for it, he knows now Matty's very, very strong round the outside into the first corner, but he opens himself up to moves on from Squidge 2017 from behind. And whilst this is going on, this is actually detrimental to Noah's race, the battle going on out front, because he can't break away from the rest of this pack now, and he is going to drop like a stone after this race. So it's iWatts, Djokovic, Halo, Lucas, potentially Wiggin going to get ahead of the Aston Martin as well. And so Noah, who is on a downswing in terms of form late during this middle stage of the seasons. The absolute middle stage of the season now, actually, around 9 out of 18. And it's a Noah who struggling for points over the last couple of weeks. So here we go then. This is going to be interesting now. Tess has tried the inside once. Is he going to be able to fool Matty to go defensive down the inside, or is Matty just going to hang around the outside once again? Here goes Tess with Squidge riding his chuff as well. Matty, he's going to hold the outside here again. Tess nowhere near alongside him this time around though. He's just going to have to play about with P2 for a little bit. With 4 laps left, he's going to have the opportunity to make this move a couple of times still. So then, Matty, Tess and Squidge still in that same running order, and still Noah suffering the same problem. Lucas Hall though, I talked about Racing Bulls in desperate need of points, and right now they're scoring a couple of points for Lucas Hall. That's 4 points for P8 and 2 points for A-Fat3 BT. That is more than double their current points total, if I'm not mistaken. I believe they're sat on... No, they're sat on 8 points, unfortunate maths from me there. But it is a significant upswing in terms of points for the championship campaign, if nothing else as well. But they have a long way to go up to Alpine on those, I believe, 55 points now after the last couple of good results for them. Especially that Octave Lunar result in Australia. Was particularly strong. As here we go then, 130R. Is Squidge maybe going to have a little go at Tess this time around? Might just fancy something into the chicane here, you know. He is going to fancy something into the chicane. Slowing it down right a lot, and that's going to be very, very good for Matty Adam for a moment, if nothing else. That slowed Tess down significantly as well. Now, almost a full second, Noah swoops through on Squidge though, who gets a bad exit coming out of the chicane. That's detrimental to Squidge's race, if nothing else. Noah now in P3, still with the 3-second time penalty, and usually those are not reviewed post-race unless there's a serious problem, as to just keep the confusion down to a minimum, keep it inside the white lines at all costs. But it is very much bad to Squidge's race, a man that I believe was on a road straight to victory when he came in for those new set of hard tires. But Matty and Tess seemingly doing everything they need to. 19 lap old hard tires, but 4 or 5 of them probably done under safety car conditions still, but doing a very, very good job on them nevertheless. As there goes Djokovic on iWatts now. 11 lap all medium tires was the sweet point then, when the mediums just started to go off a little bit too much. Djokovic overtakes iWatts for P5, and that could be big in terms of the Constructors' Championship at the moment, because if I'm not mistaken as well, that puts Red Bull still outscoring McLaren by a couple of points by my maths, but it's very, very slight. Macker's 3-second time penalty. Unfortunate race for him and Holman, must be said, as iWatts re-overtakes Djokovic and Squidges re-overtaking Noah very really quickly. But it's unfortunate. It's an unfortunate evening for both Mackers and Holman to be claimed in the incident with Kit a little while ago. Thank you, Maori, as well, for the lovely little comment. Glad you're enjoying it. Who have got down for the race win so far? Matty, is he going to be able to hold on? Another 2 laps to go after this one. Race Test or Squidge going to be able to surprise. It's a race that's it's been up and down with safety cars in terms of how the strategy played out as well. But yeah, those 20 lap old hard tires, I didn't think they were going to make it, but they just might actually. Squidge though surely will have a significant tire advantage now. So who have you got down for the race win? Let me know in the comments if you would. Cesar Halo has now been getting a move on as well, and he's right on the back of iWatts now actually. Won't have any defensive DRS as Noah. This actually worked out quite well for him. Now 2.3 seconds ahead of iWatts, and that means that a massive fall from Noah might not happen. That little battle with iWatts worked out very, very well, as Halo's now been able to overtake iWatts into 130R as well. Is iWatts going to go for a cheeky little move down the inside? I just can't. Those tyres of iWatts are going to be screaming out for help, you would imagine now. 12 lap old mediums versus 12 lap old hards. I can tell you that's probably quite a significant difference. So here goes Djokovic maybe. Nah, I just can't get the straight line speed going. It's out of battery. That was the charging A33 BT right on the back of that Aston Martin as well. I was very, very close to making a move here. Let's see now at the end of this lap as well. Tiger Octave and 1980s Wildcat bolting on a new set of soft tires, going for that fastest lap point as well in our league. You get the fastest lap point no matter what position you are as well. There's always something to fight for, even at the end of a race. So Tiger Octave, 1980s Wildcat, trying to make something out of this race. That fastest lap, currently a 1:30.9 set by Tess. Alright then, Matt is going to have to do one more defensive maneuver potentially into turn 1 before he can start breathing calm air again. It's going to be very, very sweaty over in Great Britain at the moment. Matty, Tess and Squidge, as are the usual front runners, and I must say that's impressive by Noah as well. Now 4.3 seconds ahead of Star Halo. He's actually going to be able to bring this home to a P4 even with that penalty. That's worked itself out beautifully for Noah actually. He's going to be buzzing with that. But here we go then, last opportunity at an overtake, you would imagine. Don't think Tess has straight line speed to do it into 130R on this lap. Matty's starting to go defensive very, very early here, and this could be it for Tess, who flies past the McLaren, who was completely out of charge there. Matty tries defending the outside, but he can't. Why did Matty not have any more battery than that to defend the main straight? He's now under pressure from Squidge as well, but that has handed the race win straight to the championship leader, Matty. What was going on with the defense? You just saw that red light started flashing basically as soon as we got onto the straight, and I was expecting a very, very different type of defense than that. Surely then Matty not going to be able to have a move down to 130R again. He's already made that move 5 times. I don't think 6 times the charm. Mackers, I believe, had a problem through the S's on his fastest lap attempt, that he has a further problem going under the bridge. That's why, because he's got no front wing. Okay, then he might actually be able to have a go at Tess, as he's not had the best second sector in the world. So a couple of more meters left to go, but nah, I think Tess just has this one in the bank. He's got battery to play around with as well. If nothing else, Squidge might just have a little go with Matty Adam here at the end of the race. Is Matty going to go from first to third in lap? Surely Squidge is going to go for it. He has a championship to think about. Tess locks up. Matty goes wide. He just keeps it onto the track. Just blocks off Squidge from making that particular overtake. Tess wins the Japanese Grand Prix from Matty Adam, and Squidge comes through for P3. SSR Halo actually just gets within 3 seconds of Noah and picks up P4 in his opening race in the NEF1. That's a good result for the Mercedes. Noah and Djokovic finally points on the board for Aston Martin, so P5 and 6 for a struggling Aston Martin outfit this season. Iwatts picks up a P7, beautiful points for Red Bull in the Constructors fight, and it's a double points finish as well for Racing Bulls, and it's a first It's a first points finish of the season for Lucas Hull. It's also another point for Wigan 71. The fastest lap point in the end went to Test there still, that 130.9. I'm very curious as to the state of that defense from Matty. What was going on? Knowing he had one more defensive move to make into the first corner and getting stuck completely without battery. But it was the man who was on a downswing in pace in terms of qualifying. He was running about 3 tenths behind pole position, if I'm not mistaken. He was battling for the win. It is yet another race victory for Tess this season. I believe his 6th, if I'm not mistaken. And it is a man heading for his 2nd NEF1 title. So, congratulations to Tess as he continues his brilliant run of form. As then we're just waiting for the final race results screen. So I have a feeling F1 is going to do that brilliant little thing again, where it just decides not to show the final race results. It just might actually. Thank you very much, F1. So Tess wins this race then from Matty Adam and Squidge 2017 as the final race results screen just goes away very quick there. But what a race in the end. Last lap overtake for the win of the race, and Tess extends the championship advantage to 27 points with that result. Matty in P2 does everything he can, but he keeps McLaren involved in the hunt for the Constructors' Championship until Ray is coming back next week. Next week then, it is the Mystery Grand Prix in an F1 where no driver in the league knows what we're doing. I have full creative control over the track, over the weather, over everything. So you don't want to miss out on that one. Everyone will be going in blind, no practice at all. And it is a sprint race format where we reverse the top 10 in the current championship. It is going to be a very interesting week. Thank you very much to Alex again for the raid. It's been brilliant, and thank you everyone who has stuck with it. Hopefully you've enjoyed the stream. If you have, then please leave a follow, leave a comment. You can find us on New Era Esports on YouTube as well to keep up to date with what's happened previously during this season. Until then, we'll be back in 7 days' time for more NEF1 action. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. We'll be back in 7 days for the Mystery Grand Prix in NEF1. Thank you very much for watching. Have a good one, and peace out.